Reddit CEO Steve Huffman on the site's redesign, coming in Q1 2018. At Web Summit this week in Lisbon, Portugal, Reddit CEO Steve Huffman talked about the site's upcoming redesign. Reddit launched in June 2005, and its look and feel has changed little over the past decade, certainly not at all in the past 4 or 5 years. We sat down with Huffman to dive a little deeper into the redesign and why he deems it critical to the site he co-founded. In January, Huffman announced the plan. In July, Reddit raised $200 million at a valuation of $1.8 billion to redesign its website. The company started 2017 with some 140 employees. It now employs 250. Huffman believes Reddit needs to catch up in terms of look and feel before it can start truly innovating. Reddit is also working on a slew of other projects to improve the site. The company is tweaking the algorithm to improve relevancy based on time spent in individual subreddits, running various experiments to improve onboarding of new users, building new content creation tools, improving moderation tools, tweaking what and how you can post on your profile, creating an event content type for pre-during post coverage, improving content relevance for users abroad. 50% of Reddit users reside in the US. And exploring how to proactively grow internationally. 80% of Reddit is in English. But all of this pales in comparison to the upcoming redesign. Every so often, someone on the web asks why so many poorly designed sites, Reddit, Hacker News, 4chan, to name a few, are so incredibly popular. The answer is hotly debated, but always boils down to content is king. The one thing these sites do well is get out of the way and let the content do the talking. Huffman explained that one of the best pieces of advice he ever received was a general business statement about restaurants. People will put up with long lines, expensive prices, and bad service. They will eat at your restaurant if the food is good. And that's the way I've always thought about Reddit. Our content is our food, and as long as the food is good, nothing else matters. That's why Reddit, despite the product that doesn't change, despite management that's non-existent or not very good, just being murdered in the press for 5 years, and an onboarding process that's hostile, would be a generous way of describing it, continues to grow. If the content is good, if your business is producing real value, that can make up for a lot of other sins. Nonetheless, Huffman believes a redesign is necessary for Reddit to progress. Reddit did not succeed because it has a shitty UI, Huffman said. Reddit succeeded despite having a shitty UI. Reddit is succeeding because we have great content. We have people sharing themselves, helping each other, and creating all sorts of wonderful things. That core mechanic is what makes Reddit work, and that's not going away. When asked about the dos and don'ts of redesigning your site, Huffman said the two were closely related. He offered 2 lessons for those considering a redesign. Do make sure you're trying to solve real problems. Don't just create busy work for yourself. That's all fine and dandy, but I still didn't understand what is driving this decision. Huffman offered a few reasons, but the biggest motivation is the potential for huge growth. Desktop is no longer our largest platform, Huffman revealed. Reddit is actually majority mobile now, if you include mobile web. Our native apps, released about a year and a half ago, are still a minority of our daily active users, but are nearly 50% of our page views. The engagement in our native apps is very, very high compared to every other platform. Pretty much like 3x to 5x in every dimension. And part of that is because it's a phone, it's always on you and always accessible, and part of that is because the UI is modern, is a lot better. But the content is the same. That's what makes me really excited about the redesign, because the content is not changing, but the appearance of it is. Reddit does not have a traffic problem. Reddit has a conversion problem. It's an opportunity most companies don't have. It's a problem most companies don't have. I guess I take the optimistic view, Huffman conceded. Reddit doesn't disclose how many daily active users it has, but monthly active users are in the hundreds of millions. Huffman suggested hitting 1 billion monthly active users is not out of the question. Reddit gets 3 million to 9 million new users every day that it does not capture, Huffman told VentureBeat. The spread of 6 million users is likely lurkers and incognito users that don't want to be captured. But either way, every day, a few million new users